You are looking live from New Orleans, Louisiana, for preseason simulation football league action between the New Orleans Pharaohs and the London Knights. Good morning, everyone. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northrup, alongside my color analyst, Rick Northrup.
Good morning, everybody.
Well, there's tons of new faces in London as front office upheaval and resulted in mass departure for the Knights, including their former running back Reggie Streeter joining the team, whom he set the single-season rushing record against with 425 yards in the Pharaohs, as they look to take the next step toward SFL glory. London chooses tails. And the coin flip is theirs, and they will elect to kick to start the ball game.
Being careful to defer, not to say, we'll kick. The Dax rule.
Here is the kick from London. We are underway from the Big Easy here in New Orleans. Return up the middle, cross to the 20-yard line down at the 29.
Colin, why don't you set the offense for us here?
For the Pharaohs, they have quarterback number 10, Xander Gold, Reggie Streeter, offseason acquisition from London. And then they have Bazir Ajalani at wide receiver number 14, along with number 17 wide receiver Deezer Powell, number 88 Ermac Jackson, and tight end Yassine Clifton. Here's the gift to Streeter up the middle, and Reggie will pick up 2 yards on his first carry.
They show 3 wide in a standard formation, and your typical let's get this thing started play. Am I right?
You are right. For London on defense, they have plenty of new faces. Defensive end number 90, Dakota Wolf, and along with their first-round draft pick, Matthew Braun at the other defensive end, number 95, William Davidson, along with Stephen Cleland, outside linebacker, Tally Mac Scarborough inside, as Gold will fire this one over the middle, and it's complete for a first down. Pick up to their 45-yard line. That is Deezer Powell.
A little West Coast look with an inside slant. Move the chains.
There's Powell.
Was he trolling the
other
DB there a little bit with the yawn? Did you see that?
They have 3 corners. Brandon Ewing, number 26, as Reggie Streeter gets the second carry and bursts up the middle for a pickup of about 7.
Totally surprises them. Did you see London's defensive formation? That was slightly unusual. I think they were ready for a give up the middle. As the sideline screams, draw.
3 tight ends on the field as a second and down and 2 situation. Gold changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Steps back under center. Oh, we got a free play. It's a counter to Reggie Streeter, and he's close to the first down, but they'll most likely take the 5 yards.
Hey, he's close. Yeah, the penalty will give them an automatic. Will give them the first down, not an automatic first down, but enough yardage for a first down. We've got our first flag.
And that is the young Dakota Wolf, the rookie draft pick, pick number 54, and what was by far the largest rookie draft class in the history of the Simulation Football League. So they have Brandon Ewing and Adam McCoy at corners, along with Trey Cook and the safeties.
Look at they're going man-to-man with only one over, but they elect to hand off, Colin.
And Streeter picks up the first down to the 30-yard line.
Oh, that's got to be disappointing for your London Knights, as they continue to give up yardage over the middle. Up the middle.
First and 10 at the 30. Well, they got 3 tight ends. Again, out of the I formation. And Gold changes the play. Turns, gives counter to Streeter, and they stop him in the backfield for a loss.
London made an adjustment there, and they were ready for it. I think the delay on the handoff, too, and the counter-style play, Colin, helped London's D.
Second down and 11. That was Cleveland on the tackle. Here's the give once again to Streeter. Reverses field and loses.
I want to see the play chart on that said run around and attempt to run around in a circle behind the line of scrimmage.
We have a third down and 14 situation. First third down opportunity of the day for either team on this, the first possession of the ball game. 4 wide receivers. Gold back to throw. Has pressure in his face, and down he goes. Down he goes back at the 940. Matthew Braun, the first round pick. Brings him down for a huge loss in the backfield, and the Knights will be forced to, the Knights force a punt on the Pharaohs. And the punt is away. Angling toward the side. It goes. Oh, it was going to be stopped down at the goal line. But Grassman has had no such luck as the ball rolls into the end zone, and we got a first look at Angus McLean. Off-season acquisition from San Francisco, also serves in the team's front office as general manager. And we'll get to the rest of the lineup in a moment. Here's Jason Williams in the backfield, donning the I formation. Couple tight ends on the field for the Knights. And the swing out to the fullback will only pick up a yard. Aaron Arrington. No, correction. That was not Arrington. That was Rollamine Hood on the tackle. So Angus McLean, cornerback number 13. Jason Williams, halfback number 34. Gabriel Manning, wide receiver number 18. Here's to get to Williams up the middle, and Jason will skirt ahead to the 24 to make it a third down and 6 situation. Third down and 6 for the Knights, 3 wide. And McLean goes down for the sack. Sacked on the play by number 90, Zig Washington. And the punt is away. And it'll be returned up to the 38-yard line. And New Orleans takes over for their second possession of the game. First and 10. Here's to get to Streeter. Streeter running over the Knight defenders. And he says, "You miss me yet?" to his former team. Dad, the people are kind of disappointed that you disappeared on them.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We had mouse trouble. So we're fixing that. Or attempting to fix that. Not sure what the heck's going on.
One receiver to either side. Gold back to throw. Throws a quick out pattern to Powell, and that'll be a pickup 3 yards.
color commentary and part-time engineer. Just all part of the duties here. Happy to brought Denver Dog along with us today here in New Orleans. He always loves the French Quarter. A lot of French poodles around there. You know what I'm talking about there, Colin? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He already barked at once, so let's not talk about it.
Part-time service dog, apparently. Well, back to the game. It's 2nd and 7.
As Gold fires long, and it's a diving catch by Powell.
Are you kidding me?
And that's why he was one of the league's best. He just had to get up and go from practically to word go.
Full Desmond Howard there as he lays out for it.
And that was a reception of some 12 yards from Powell. Set up a first down. And they'll swing it out to Streeter. And Reggie's going backwards. Now he tries to go forward, and he only lost 3 yards.
What's wrong with that dude? Is he trying to do too much? I don't know.
These preseason games are opportunity for everybody to work out the kinks.
Oh, there's definitely a hitch in his giddy up right there.
Two tight ends to the bottom. As Gold is act to throw, fires quick out cut, and there is Badir Ajalani, his first catch. And that'll gain the lost the yardage back. Ajalani spent time with Houston and has spent the last few years with the St. Louis Gladiators. That's his first unofficial catch of season 14. Empty backfield set. London counters with dive. Gold back to throw. Fires out cut to Powell, but it'll be a yard short of the sticks. Didn't run the route deep enough.
Oh, it's preseason, so they got to work out. There's another kink. Not being aware the sticks are while you're running your route.
Adam Okoye on the tackle. And they're going to stick their offense out on the field for the moment to go for it.
All right, the ritual burning of a timeout. Let's see. I don't know. Because you definitely want to put your points on the board.
Oh, they got him to jump, so it doesn't matter, but they get the first down. Marcus Reed on the tackle, another former Gladiator, also previously spent time with the Vancouver Legion. As we have a neutral zone infraction on young Dakota Wolf, and that is not going to make Liam Crowder very happy.
Indeed.
At 1st and goal from the Knights 6-yard line. There's a look at Reed. Same formation as they had on the 4th down play. Except they're going to throw it to Streeter this time. And Reggie outruns everybody to the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Very good. No goofing around behind the line of scrimmage there, eh?
A 6-yard touchdown pass from Xander Gold to Reggie Streeter, and that was just about as easy as apple pie.
Well, as the Pharaohs put some points on the board, Colin, the Rick meter, the preseason Rick meter, still working out the kinks, is going to move lean Pharaohs at this point.
Ryan Caudell, the rookie offensive lineman for the Vancouver Legion, is manning the stats for us. Thanks, Ryan. Ryland. As the extra point is up and good by the contracted kicker Austin Powers, also a former London Knight, believe it or not. So we got 2 ex-Knights playing their former team.
Wow.
As we get a look at that drive summary, that was a 7-play, 47-yard drive, and a 6-yard touchdown pass from Xander Gold to Reggie Streeter. as the kick by Powers is away. And it'll be fielded and returned up the middle to the 29-yard line by Manning, who signed a huge contract. The Scrooge McDuck memes that came out after that contract was signed were numerous.
Scrooge McDuck. Is he playing with his money in his vault, in his home vault? Well, the Knights certainly need to put a drive together. If obviously put points on the board, but they would do well to possess the ball and get the Kinks out of their offense.
They have 2 tight ends, but it doesn't matter as down goes McLean again. This time it's Ray West, the defensive tackle.
Down goes Frazier. The Thrilla in Manila.
And then there's West, defensive tackle number 99, previously a linebacker.
They're going to have to get better on those short drops, or they're going to have to abandon that.
Chris Leone, also formerly of San Francisco, along in front as well, defensive end. Here's the pass. It's going to be intercepted. And this is Rolling Hood, and he's going to return it all the way for a touchdown. It's a pick 6.
And just like that,
he floated it into double coverage, and Hood made him pay
if we get
in a major way.
Indeed. If we get a replay on this, Colin, you'll see. Here we go. He just needed to air it out a little more and throw it a little deeper because or even hold on to the ball for a second because he was emerging.
Robert Garrett Jr. did.
He was emerging past the behind the secondary. He was going to be a free runner. Just couldn't make that happen.
So unfortunately, the interception goes down as a touchdown for the other team. Robert Garrett Jr., the tight end, was the intended receiver. Evan Wood, number 88, is the other tight end. So we'll see them run a lot of 2 tight end sets in the regular season. And with 49 seconds left to go in the first quarter, New Orleans is in front 14-0. Keep in mind, folks, these are not the regular customized playbooks that each of these teams will run during the regular season. These are just the generic playbooks that teams have been kind of running with all throughout training camp in order to get in shape for the season. As returned by Manning up the middle. Goes to the 28, and London will start again. Welcome in Harish Prasad, Xander Gold, Reggie Streeter, Telly Macklin, Eddie Gage, Romero Moore. As we have 3 tight ends on the field, including a fullback lined up in a wing spot. Here's the counter play to Williams, and he breaks a tackle, but he'll lose a yard. Tackle made by number 95 for New Orleans. I don't have a 95 on my roster sheet at the moment. I'm just going to say it was Andre Daniels, the other defensive end.
Go with it.
Ovaltine Jenkins is the other defensive end. He drops back to throw and throws another interception. This time it ends up in the end. Aaron Arrington runs out of bounds right at the 50-yard line. The Hall of Famer in the user player category snags this one out of the air. Pass intended for number 12, Saren Storm, 3rd-round pick at 41st overall. And New Orleans is in good position as Reggie Streeter currently has 6 carries for 33 yards.
Well, this game is quickly getting out of hand for London. They're going to need a defensive stop here.
Here's the counter play up the middle, and stopped in the line of scrimmage is Streeter. Tackle made by Dakota Wolf. That's the end of the first quarter. It's 14-0 in favor of New Orleans. You're watching preseason Simulation Football League action on YouTube.
I wonder what's being said on the sideline there, Colin.
I don't know. I think Liam Crowder's going for the T right about now.
Fill in your favorite 4-letter word, maybe? I don't know.
Here is the bunch formation to the top on 2nd and 10. Gold, 6-step drop, fires on the middle. It's complete. Zebedier Ajalani down to the London 33-yard line. What a beautiful strike on the post cut from Gold to Ajalani.
Did you see the correction on 95 versus 99 in the chat?
I saw that.
All
So
right.
apparently number 95 is Ray West. And here's a flag down as Streeter stopped in the backfield, but it looks like somebody jumped early.
Eddie Gage. Welcome Eddie Gage into the chat. Everybody, he's a dog.
The King Scorpion trainer is Dakota Wolf. Or no, that was Matthew Braun, rather, that jumps off sides. Had a preferred walk-on spot midseason with the Vancouver Legion last year and ended up being a first-round pick of the Knights.
I know.
A first down at 5 situation. We have a receiver tight to the formation. Standard pro set backfield set for New Orleans. Here's the draw play up the middle of the Streeter, making a couple man miss, and Owen picks up 3 yards.
Well, I like that play, Colin. Did you notice on the technical side, as the QB takes his drop, sprints in his drop, looking exactly like it's going to be a deep drop for a pass, and along the way, the running back has the ball up the middle for a big gain. I like that. Well rehearsed on the Pharaohs side.
They came out with the same formation. Here's Streeter right up the middle. He picks up the first down as they give him forward progress.
Just by the hair of his chinny chin chin, apparently. A full Three Little Pig reference there.
Again, they keep everything tight. This time they go with an extra tight end.
Would it be grim if I cited fairy tales for the rest of the way?
Ha 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 ha.
Hey, don't give it away.
Here's the toss to Streeter. He turns it upfield, breaks the tackle. There goes Reggie Streeter down to the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal.
As a Star Trek play, as he disappears into the mosh pit of the line, and suddenly he's sprinting around right end for a first down.
Here he takes the toss.
See, whoop, whoop, whoop. Where'd he go? And
he
I'm
broke
free.
the tackle of Russell. Followed a nice block. I believe that was from his fullback, number 35.
Like Elsa the Lion, born free, born free.
Brock Tajarian threw a nice block for Reggie Streeter.
As the defensive end crashes down and loses contain, nobody expected him to pop out of that pile.
Now they have Powell split tight to the bottom of the formation. Here to get to Streeter once again, and he's carrying defenders for a 3-yard pickup. That's now 54 yards on 11 carries for Reggie.
Is it just me, or they're not afraid to play man ball against the Knights right now, Colin? A lot of action into the teeth of the D on the line.
They're just mauling them up front, especially considering they have one of the better defensive tackles London does in William Davidson. It's kind of surprising at this juncture.
With that defensive score, the offense wants to get back in the game here.
Stopped in the line of scrimmage, and that was Dakota Wolf on the tackle. 3rd and goal. They're 1 for 3 on 3rd down. They line up from the shotgun from the 7-yard line. They got a bunch to the bottom, one receiver isolated top. Gold goes to the top of the formation, but the guy didn't fall into the end zone. He fell a yard short.
A
yard short. That was Ermac Jackson.
Let's go back and look at the location of that pass. I'm not sure if it was the receiver wasn't careful with his footing, or if the pass was just enough offline. He couldn't actually fall forward into the end zone.
So this will be nothing more than an extra point for Mr. Powers. out of the hole of Irvin Brown.
Downtown Irvin Brown. See how he does with this.
And it is a perfect operation from 18 yards, so it's now 17-0.
So for those of you keeping score at home, the Pharaohs offense has now regained the lead and outscored the Pharaohs defense, and the Rick meter is moving to solid in favor of the Pharaohs. London will have to show us some things on a couple of drives to move the needle back even towards them.
And here's Manning up the middle. A gets blown up at the 26-yard line.
Blown up, sir.
And let's hope for London's sake that Angus McLean stops throwing the football to the other team.
Yes, sir. And for all you football-loving fans, I think except unless you're a diehard Pharaoh, everybody's rooting for a little bit of offensive action here from the Kniggets.
They got 4 wide receivers, 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Here's to get to Jason Williams, and Williams is stopped immediately in the hole. Tackle made by number 56, the first-round pick of the Pharaohs, Bryce Lincoln, at number 4 overall. Levon Irvine's the other linebacker. Dante West, free safety, and Tank Bennett, strong safety. West previously spent time with Tulsa most recently, as Williams gets the carry and will only pick up 3 yards.
It's going to leave him 3rd and long, and the Knights haven't shown a propensity to pick up that kind of yardage on any down. So let's see what we've got here.
Here's McLean. Midseason pickup for San Francisco last year. They go 5 wide. Appears to be a bit of press coverage on the outside receivers. And McLean goes down for the sack.
Okay, that's a curious call, is it not? Going 5 wide when you haven't shown an ability to really protect on the pass plays.
And that's a former Shark teammate sacking his former quarterback, Chris Leone, laying the big lumber down. Look at this. Boom.
Fighting through the hold, too. It should be pointed out.
And London once again will be forced to punt, so. Ooh, boy.
And a gratuitous, obvious comment from the color guy. Pharaohs should end up with decent field position.
This is Phil Hunter punting for London, and it's away and returned by Arrington, who spins up the middle and gets into Knight territory at the 49. That's where they'll mark him. You know, Prince would have really loved these uniforms because they're all purple.
Purple Rain. Purple Rain. REIGN. Indeed, well, with just over 5 minutes to go before halftime, the Pharaohs have the ball again and on the plus side of the field.
And again, they go tight. Here's the draw play up the middle of the Streeter, and he only picks up 1 yard this time. There's Okoye, who previously spent time with Sioux Falls, as well as, I believe, the Santa Fe Gorillas. Coming back out of retirement. We've seen quite a few guys come back to play in the SFL in recent seasons. Here they go, 1 receiver to the top. That's Powell. Here they toss it out to Streeter, and Streeter will get stopped in the backfield for a loss of 1. And that is number 99, Telemac Scarborough, along with Matthew Braun making the stop.
I was thinking you're going to say Matthew Broderick.
Here they go, 3 wide. Gold will fire it down the field.
Oh.
It's knocked away beautifully. That is Okoye. Pass intended for Ajalani, who was lined up in the.
Did you see his eyes? Sorry about that, Colin. He threw that thing with authority, like he knew that was going to be completed, and good play on the DB's part to make up ground and knock it away. One of the first positive plays we've seen out of London on either side of the ball.
And the punt is away, and it is going to be. Oh, I thought it was going to stop dead at like the 1.
About 27 inches too far into the end zone there.
So London takes over their own 20, and let's just hope for McLean's sake that he's able to stay upright.
Right, and now the emerging repetitive comment from me, let's see a sustained drive out of the Knights.
Here is McLean changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Will sprint out, and down he goes. It's Chris Leone again, his second sack. And, you know, this is why it's the preseason. You're probably not going to see a lot of those rollouts for that exact reason. Look,
Well, it's the right idea, you know, because the O-line for London, Colin, has not really been able to slow the rush. So I think a sprint out is the right play. But did I miss that on the replay? Did the running back totally whiffed on the block?
yeah, and so did the tackle who was supposed to block him.
Yeah.
2nd and 16.
Again, you know, I don't know if they've got new guys on the line, Colin. That's your department, but they are not working together for London.
Here's Williams. Will pick up 2 yards. Set up a 3rd and very long situation.
Third and a fortnight.
4 wide receivers. Here's a deep drop. Steps
There we
up,
go.
fires down the field. Oh, and the was. He probably would have had the first down too.
One of the best looking plays so far for London on the offensive side of the ball. They just can't finish it.
And it bounced out of his hands.
Yeah. By the way, did you notice the fortnight, the old timey English measurement systems? Of course, that's time, not distance, but.
And here's Hunter. Back again to punt. He's standing at his own goal line, in fact. And Arrington should get his team even better field position, but he will just call for a fair catch in his own 49.
So worse field position by 2 yards as he fields the punt on the minus side by 1, as opposed to the plus side. 49. Oh, 3 minutes to go. You know, it sounds like a silly point to make, but I do believe the Pharaohs need another score because London can always get their act together in the second half with adjustments.
Here's Streeter breaking a couple of tackles, and he picks up about 7.
And as we know in the SFL,
3.
As we know in the SFL, Colin, a 3-score lead is can oftentimes work out to be not much of a lead.
Here's 3 wide receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom, 4 in total. Here's the kid to Streeter, breaks the tackle, and Reggie Streeter will pick up about 8 yards on the play for a first down.
It's just amazing how New Orleans just can consistently go right up the middle.
And Streeter showing off his value in a huge way. As we approach the 2-minute warning, we might get a play here, we might not. Here is Gold changing the play. And we will get one. And Streeter will lose a yard. We've reached a 2-minute warning here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Pharaohs in front of the Knights, 17-0. We have a 2nd down and 11 situation. From the Knight 41-yard line. Here's the give wide to Streeter. And he'll lose another yard back to the 43. Now it's 63 yards on 18 carries. And once again, our mouse here won't cooperate.
We've got mouse problems. I don't know if it's parsec or whatnot. either way, it's 3rd and 12.
Here's Gold back to throw. Lays it. Oh, he almost had his catch. That was number 12, the non-contract for New Orleans, Eric Arrington, as Jeremy McDowell. Watch right here. No, that wasn't him. Who was that?
Who was that masked man? Oh, that's
that was Okoye, I think.
terrible job by the guys in the booth there on that replay.
Focused on the wrong guy. Come on now.
I have to go take away their Mountain Dew and Pop-Tarts at halftime.
Oh, yes. So the season-long struggle begins between the boys in the truck and their Pop-Tarts and Mountain Dew. My top. As the punt is away from Gus Mattis. And this will be in the end zone this time. Saving it to any chance. Poor guy. That's his about his 3rd touchback and like his last 4 punts or something.
Just give it a little half leg job there, buddy, and let it rattle around. See what happens.
So 120 left. London. Remember, they elected to kick to start the ball game, so they will get the ball first, but they could really use a sustained drive of some sort.
Right. They could really use 3 points even here.
Over the middle, pass is complete for about a 7-yard pickup. That is Storm, who dropped the 3rd down earlier for a nice catch, tough catch over the middle.
And the Pharaohs had put, I think there might have been up to 5 DBs behind that receiver. They just don't want to give up anything deep. They'll let him have the short stuff with under a minute to go here in the half.
Now they go heavy, and here's Jason Williams.
Watch for your tight end. Nope.
They will give to Williams, who jukes his way through traffic.
Wow!
Makes a tackle.
Go, run,
there
son.
goes He's all the way down to the 29-yard line. They called time with 41 seconds left. What a big run by Jason.
And suddenly, the Knights are in business, Colin.
He spent time at OKC last year ripping off runs like that. But before that, he was Mr. Fullback with the then Alaska Storm. He relocated to Fort Lauderdale this season and became the Florida Storm. 1st and 10 from the 29. 41 seconds left. 2 timeouts for the Pharaohs. They got press coverage all around. All 11 defenders are in your picture. Here's the deep. Got the middle. Touchdown, London. That is Robert Garrett Jr.
Well, and with that score, Colin, they have a chance to do one of your favorite things, which is the double up, score before the half, and then get the ball back to start the second half.
Oh, I love it. Down the middle. There goes Garrett Jr. breaking the tackle. I believe that was Bryce Lincoln.
Stinking Lincoln. Well, that's important because this, assuming the Pharaohs don't score in the last half minute, makes it back to a 2-score game, which is very manageable.
And the extra point is good. So with 36 seconds left, 2 big plays strung together, and the Knights cut it to a 17-7 game.
Yeah, maybe playing a little bit too much of a prevent concept there for the Pharaohs, Colin. And what happens when the only thing that happens when you play prevent?
It prevents you from stopping the other team.
That's right. Right. Most teams are talented enough to take advantage of that. Got to continue to attack, and here's the kick.
And it is deep. Fielded by Arrington. Up the middle he goes to the 29. Here's 1st and 10 from the Pharaoh 29-yard line. And they're going to dump it out to the fullback, and the fullback picks up 3 yards. A little nice design play there. That is Targaryen. He's mostly been a blocking back. Here's Xander Gold, 81 passing yards and a passing touchdown. As we get the last play to half, will be a Reggie Streeter carry for a loss. Tackled back in the backfield by Sally Mack, or number 92 for the Knights, Malcolm Reynolds, and that's the end of the first half. New Orleans Pharaohs lead the London Knights 17-7.
Well, Colin, very interesting first half. As your halftime show comes up here, it was all Pharaohs, and then they get shocked by London on that last possession as they go down the field and put in the end zone.
And apparently the boys in the truck forgot to put up the stats graph.
The Pharaohs are still in charge of this game, but the Rick meter moves to lean Pharaohs at this point from solid Pharaohs based on the lightning strike that the Knights executed there right before half.
And here's the kickoff from New Orleans. Back in the waiting arms of Mr. Gabriel Manning. And Manning cutting up the field will get blown up at the 26-yard line.
Blown up, sir. I guess they finished their training on their own.
Oh, nice.
These are just the kind of go-getters we need for our EM50 project.
If you can guess the movie where that nice quote came from,
you'll get a shout-out.
Here's two tight ends, balance line, offset I formation to the left. Here's the toss to Williams, and Jason will break a couple of tackles, pick up a nice gain of 3 yards. He had a 43-yard run in the first half. He has 56 yards at the moment.
You know, Colin, there was 3 yards on that. Nothing to write home about, but I did like that because the blocking was much more effective by London Knights O-line, and maybe there's some emerging coordination here.
3 wide receivers. Here's to get to Williams, and Williams will get tackled from behind by Ray West.
Yeah, unfortunately, the lead blocker, I don't know this tight end or who it was for the Knights, was kind of wandering downfield and didn't bother to block anybody. So an unassigned blocker doesn't make
5 wide. Here's McLean back to throw. Has a pocket to throw from. Fires it long and it's caught.
Oh!
By Manning. And there's the money man. His first big play on offense. Hits him down to the New Orleans 34.
Wow. Look at that. Nobody's even bothering to cover him until they realize the ball's headed in his direction. That's just a little bit of a busted coverage on the part of your New Orleans Pharaohs. So 1st and 10.
Here's an I formation. Here's to get to Williams. Turtles over down band and picks up 4 yards.
Well, a little bit of London's I see your man ball. Pharaohs, hold my beer.
Here's Dakota Wolf. And welcome in Gabriel Manning to the chat. That's okay, buddy. It is an early morning game. There's a look at Chris Leone. He's got 2 sacks as well as 3 tackles.
That's right. It's a brunch game. Break out the mimosas.
And here's a draw play up the middle of Williams. He'll get stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Smile nicely at your pretty girlfriend. Fix up some bacon and eggs and enjoy the SFL.
Here's West.
Or your wife, sorry.
Now they go 3 wide. Fullback in the backfield is Winchler McMichaels is back to throw.
Oh!
Fires. Oh! It was Storm. He needed 6 yards, but he got 5, so he'll be a yard short.
Man, I thought they had him dead to rights, and he gets that ball out, Colin. A little bit of amazing there.
So they're able to double dip, just not the double dip that they wanted. as they'll have to settle for 3 from Jose No
It's
Way.
a 1 scoop instead of a 2 scoops. Oh, 2 scoops. Did someone say 2 scoops?
And here is the field goal for 41 is good by Jose No Way as he splits the sticks.
No way, Jose.
As the kickoff is away.
Away. Everything's away today. And he's got a good return.
Good return up
Up
to
over
the
the 35.
37. So for New Orleans, Xander Gold is 9 of 13 for 74 yards. Most of the yardage going to Deezer Powell. He had a 24-yard reception earlier. But Deshaun has 14 carries for 52 yards. And Justin Clifton is without a catch. Ermac Jackson did have 1 catch for 6 yards. And Gold over the middle. And right on cue to go to Clifton, but he drops the ball. Marcus Reed laying down the lumber.
And the law.
Knocks that away, 2nd and 10.
Well, a little bit of pressure here on the Pharaohs, Colin, as they will push themselves to answer the late second quarter score by the Knights, Colin.
And it looks like they're going back to man ball here. 3 tight ends on the field and a fullback. The counter play to the right side. Streeter breaking a couple of tackles will pick up 6 yards.
Yep, they end up pulling the left tackle as the lead blocker on that, and produces decent yardage, but still 3rd and 4. That's no easy feat.
Here is Gold. Lines up under center. They're 1 for 5 on 3rd down. And they're going to be 1 for 6 as Reynolds came in and applied a big hit right as Gold was going to hit the ball.
Wow, well, the emergence of the Knights defense suddenly, Colin, is also a little bit of a surprise based on the first quarter and a half or quarter and 3 quarters.
Here's Grassmanis back again to punt. Poor guy's had bad luck about getting his punts not to be touchbacks. Let's see if he can change his luck.
Yeah, I suppose if a game is an imperial gallon, since the Knights are on the field, each quarter's a pint.
And that's nearly blocked, but it's away. And will nestle into the arms. Manny made a man miss and get leveled at the 24.
A pint a quart.
And here's Angus McLean. They got 3 points in their first drive here in this quarter. 7-11 to go in the 3rd quarter. Knights take over in their own 24. 3 tight ends on the field. 2 backs in the backfield behind McLean, who's under center. And Angus will give to draw to Williams. And there goes Jason Williams. Explodes through the hole and picks up 4 yards. He's averaging close to 5 yards to carry. He has now 56 yards on 11
Yeah, I'll note
attempts.
for the aficionados of O-line play, they didn't pull anybody on that. They just fired off the ball and went straight ahead. All linemen, and it was nice. It was
3 wide receivers. Here is the counter play to Williams. Leaps over a down man and picks up 2 more yards to his name. Zig Washington on the tackle along with others.
Others.
3rd down and 3.
A small ad hoc committee of Pharaohs meets at the ball carrier.
London is also 1 for 5 on 3rd down. Both teams have had difficulty extending drives. Once it gets to 3rd down, 2 wide receivers. To the top of the screen as McLean fires. Oh,
no!
Intercepted! Intercepted for the 3rd time today, but it's not really his fault. Rollerman Hood scoops up his 2nd. We'll get to that in a minute, Rick, as the tight end just had a case of Butterfingers. And it was Evan Wood.
Just couldn't kind of corral it, and it's always dangerous to tip that ball in the air. And they pay the price right there, Colin.
New Orleans has run about
A boot.
11 more plays than London has. This will be play number 37 for the Pharaohs. They line up 1st and 10 on the night 36-yard line. Here's the draw play to Reggie Streeter.
Oh!
Streeter spins right into a man, but picks up 5 yards for his trouble.
He put a little spin move in there for show? I don't know. Normally you see that when they're engaged or about to be engaged. He put a little razzle dazzle in the run right there.
2nd and 5 here. They line up with the extra tight end as Powell goes off. Here's to get the Streeter. He's blown up at the line of scrimmage.
It's
And
interesting. 3rd and 5. There you expect a pass play. Is it going to be one of those slants? They use that effectively, kind of a West Coast concept early in the game.
Samuel Cassidy among the lads to stop him in the backfield.
Yeah, haven't seen those much of the short passing game since the running game had been so effective.
Here's Gold changing the play to line of scrimmage. They're 1 for 6 on 3rd down.
Max protect. Nope, it's the toss.
And it doesn't work. That was his 23rd carry for Streeter. It's Telemax Scarborough showing off the power as he flexes towards his own bench.
Yeah, I don't know. The defense is feeling a pass. There's a good chance they're going to have an all-out rush, and your toss sweep just puts the ball right into the teeth of the rush, and that's what happens.
Here's Grossmanis. He'll try to angle this one toward the corner.
Can he do it without going into the end zone?
No! This time he placed the ball perfectly, but the gunner screwed it all up. Oh, man. Man alive, what did the poor punter have to do
man.
to not get a touchback? Jeez.
Well, that was, as you say, it was not the punter's fault. The idiot gunner there just picks the ball up and continues running, like right up the tunnel to the parking lot.
Here is 3 receivers to the bottom. Here's McLean. He goes down again. It'll be a half a sack. Let's see who got in there initially. That was Chris Leone. And I believe Ray West was the other party. Loss of 6. It'll be 2nd and 16. 3 wide receivers. 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top. Here's McLean back to throw. Down he goes again.
Oh, my gosh. Colin and
Ray West, the big nose tackle.
They dropped everybody into coverage.
Just beat up his man. And it's 3rd and forever. They go 3 wide, 2 backs. Under center is McLean. And Mr. Angus drops back to throw. Has a better pocket this time. Fires. Oh, no. It's intercepted. And that is Dante West snagging that one out of the air.
Just stayed at home playing center field and says, look what I found. As it gets thrown basically right to him.
You know, even though the guy's a safety, he's wearing a lineman number.
He is.
90. Somebody must have messed up his jersey order.
The seamstress is getting reprimanded. Gonna put an official memo in her file.
And
his file.
For poor Angus McLean, that's yet another pick. His 4th on the day. Gold fires it out to the fullback, and Tajarian just flat out dropped it.
Well, he has all day to throw, and kind of still threw it behind him, Colin, too, as he waits till he's almost sacked to let it go, and that affected the direction of the ball.
Xander Gold, quarterback, is saying, why is Dante West number 95? And he's having a good. And
look at this.
They go counter again, pulled backside guard, and they only managed to squeeze out a 2-yard gain.
Have they had a lot of success on that counter, Colin? I'm trying to remember. It seems like they're going for a yard or two, maybe. They might have had one good counter run, but the OC's in love with that right now, to the detriment of velocity made good. Boy, watch your
Bunch
navigation terms
formation
there.
to the top, and
There
they'll
you
go
go.
to the short bunch. And Badir's got the first down. That's only their second third down conversion in the game as he gets them to the 4-yard line. First and goal. There's a look at Badir as they go 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. That is Powell to the bottom of your picture. And they'll run right into the teeth of the defense with a draw yardage.
So that delayed draw. The little misdirection play. And they miss their opportunity to make yardage.
And
there's that toss play.
He gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. Did it go to Yassine Clifton here? Clifton is 6'7", so any guy theoretically covering it is going to give up a few inches.
Third and goal. Is this? Do they try to put it in the end zone, or are they going to settle for a field goal if they don't make it? But here we go.
And they get to Streeter, and it gets stopped at the 2.
That becomes a pertinent question now, doesn't it? I suppose you take your points, get it back to a 2-score game, eh? Indeed.
Yeah. Third field goal attempt from Powers. He made one from 18 earlier in the game. This is about the same distance, just different hash markers. The kick is up, and it is good.
That's good, baby.
And he's probably thinking to himself, that's groovy. I just made another field goal. Because now he's up 20-10. Or New Orleans is, rather.
Austin Powers is up 20-10, as are all of the rest of the Pharaohs. Is the kick away?
It is high and it is deep. Back to Manning at his own 2. And there goes Gabriel Manning spinning inside and gets knocked down at the 27. And Zendergold wandering out loud if they're trying to kill Reggie before week 1. Before they play for real. Here's 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. And Angus McLean, he's thrown 4 interceptions. Can he find his targets? He found one there. It's Williams on the swing pass, and he picks up about 9 yards on the play. The quarterbacks are now exactly 92 yards passing each, except Angus has been unable to stop throwing to the other team.
He's got some completions to the other guys. The other guys.
The other dudes. Here's 3 tight ends. Here's the give up the middle.
There you go.
And Reggie Streeter, or no, Jason Williams, rather. He's clearing Reggie Streeter's number. It was bound to happen sooner rather than later.
Well, we've been calling Streeter action for so many times today.
Jason Williams does something pretty good. Hurdles the down man and
carries the rock for a big first down. So for those of you checking in, the Rick meter is still leaning Pharaohs, but the Knights have shown some life.
As we reach the end of the third, it's 20-10, Pharaohs in front of the Knights. You're watching Preseason Simulation Football League action on YouTube.
as we all know, at least in my own mind, teams play for the glory of the Rick meter, nothing else.
Trips to the top. McLean under center. Quick drop back. Fires it out to Williams,
for
but he let him
crying
out of
out-
bounds.
That's so stupid. I'm sorry. He totally did the right thing, looks to the right side of the formation the whole time. Last second, looks left, nobody covering him. He's outstanding. He's standing right on the sideline. And two, he makes a cruddy throw, and he can't turn it in anything. Sorry, just mind-numbing.
2 wide receivers at the top. As McLean will throw to the bottom side. That'll be a good pickup for 5 yards. That
Nice.
is to Storm.
Sorry about that. Nice little loop-de-doo on the rainbow pass there to get it over the defender. Well played, Angus McTavish Dundee.
There's a look at Storm. He's lined up in a bunch formation as they go from the gun. Here is McLean dropping back to throw, but he runs for it. But he just stands there as the defender comes in and grabs him up for a sack.
Applies the bear hug.
Johnny Myers, the backup free safety nickelback, just ran around all of the front as they did a bit of a mixer exchange, and London once again will be forced to kick. Oh, man.
So close.
Fortunately for Phil Hunter, he hasn't had the horrible luck that Gordon Grass-Mattis has had today. Low snap, but he gets it away. Fielded by Arrington. Breaks a tackle. There goes Aaron Arrington. All the way to the New Orleans 43-yard line. Let's take a look at that one more time, Rick.
He's chewing his gum, waiting for the ball.
Breaks the tackle here, gets a couple nice blocks there, spins there.
It's brought down from behind. Good job to maintain possession too. A lot of times those backside or blindside hits and tackles are what jar the ball loose.
And Reggie Streeter once again lines up in the I formation. 3 tight ends. Heavy look from the Knights. They'll throw out of it. Gold ducks out of his sack, but he can't duck out of the second one. He lost 5. Dakota Wolf records the TFL as well as a half a sack.
Oh, is that North Dakota Wolf or South Dakota Wolf? Sorry. Checking.
Ah, I never thought about that.
Oh, no.
Here is an empty shotgun look for New Orleans.
Everybody's on the line, too, for the Knights.
Here's Powell over the middle, and Deezer will get it to the 47 to set up a 3rd and 7.
Good job of Gold just to take advantage of what openings he can find with that press tight coverage.
Now they go 5 wide, staring at what appears to be a dime. Here's some pressure, goal, fired! Oh, but he fired too long. Oh,
Totally had him. One of those cases where this is an easy throw and I just cannot step into it and make it.
And here's Grass-Mattis again. Can his gunners not let him down this time? Poor guy.
He may have told his gunners to just stand around, please. Don't do me any favors.
He's standing at about his own
31.
Yeah, we'll say. As the punt is away, and Mr. Manning will field this one. Makes a couple of spin moves and gets to the 21.
All right, Colin. Knights are down by 2 scores with just over 8 minutes left in the game. It's crunch time for the formerly Silly Kniggets.
Levant Irvine, he's been really quiet today. He just has 1 tackle. We haven't called his name much. He's a guy who's been around a block. as Jason Williams gets the carry and gets stopped in the line of scrimmage. Way West, that's his 6th tackle.
Whoops.
He has 2 sacks.
Mildly surprised by the run because now they are for sure going to pass.
It was 2nd and 10.
But they showed an ability to score with just a couple of plays earlier. So let's see what they've got.
And now they're going to throw it away. Unsu makes a spinning catch behind his back and gets out of bounds for a pickup of 7.
McLean doesn't screw around that time and delivers the ball properly out in the flat.
3rd down and 3. Only 1 conversion for London on the game so far. No scoregamis or anything like that occurring in this game today. Here's McLean under center. Will give to Williams, who breaks a tackle and gets the 1st down all on his own.
Tough running. I expect them to take a medium or better shot here. Unlike the previous 1st down, but what do I know?
Ryland Caudell keeping stats for us is Chris Leon 2.5 sacks as well as 4 tackles. And here's the 3-man backfield setup. Evan Wood, the extra tight end, is the 3rd blocker, and the sprint draw doesn't work. In fact, it loses 3.
Apparently, yours truly may know more. The Knights' brain trust on that play. Well, they dig themselves a hole, Colin. 2nd and 13. Is it 4-down territory for your London Knights? My guess is yes, with not much time left in the game.
Here's McLean back to throw. Has pressure backside, steps up, but down he goes. He was able to get to the line of scrimmage so he didn't lose yardage, but Ray West got his 3rd sack.
Doesn't make it any longer than on 2nd down.
Here's an empty shotgun look for Angus McLean. Surveys the defense. Back to throw he goes in the face of a blitz, and down he goes. It's just been one of those days.
Well, 4th and 20 now. It's probably punt territory, even though that's suboptimal.
Darrell Lee, along with Bryce Lincoln on the tackle. And you're right, that is suboptimal.
By the way, nobody got the EM50 project reference. That was from Stripes.
As the punt is fielded by Arrington, makes a couple men miss with spins. He's into London territory.
He's got some shots.
One man shot. He scores on the punt return. So we had an interception return for a touchdown, and now we have a punt return. But wait, there's a flag. No, we got clipping. Oh no.
22, 22.
Darrell
KS.
Lee.
Oh,
my goodness.
Mr. Lee. Chump Lee.
And the ball is put back on the Pharaoh 33-yard line.
No.
Oh,
wow.
my.
Wow. I was just about to be super excited. One of the more fun plays in all of football. The punt return for a score.
And he ruined a great call.
Yeah, even worse.
Meanwhile, the ball's back on the 33. Here's to get to Reggie Streeter, and Streeter picks up another 3 yards.
Hey, no, stop mailing it in. Get to Streeter up the middle, and he picks up 3 yards. I get it. That was exciting. We'll always have
look,
that.
All 11 vendors for London are in your immediate picture. Most of them within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, but Reggie Streeter is able to carve out a 2-yard pickup.
Xander Gold under strict orders to run the clock. That would have been a great time to option into a go route with only one over, and that guy
70 yards on 24 carries, by the way, for Streeter.
and then they only had one safety, and he was within about 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. So
Here is the draw play on 3rd and 5, and that's not going to go anywhere. Telemac Scarborough and on the tackle for London.
well, that's me, Mr. Vegas, and a football fan. I want to see big plays. Oh, did I just make another reference? We'll see. 4th and 4. So the Knights hold.
But now it's getting down to the urgent territory now. If you're London, you have to score.
They're going to need to crank out one of those 2 or 3 play scoring drives.
Here's the low snap. Grasmatis kicks it away, and the Gunners won't have to touch it as Manning fields it and returns it up to the 27.
So the clock stopped at 3:54. New Orleans leads the contest 20-10. London with the ball, needing 2 scores, 2 possessions. Ideally with a stop of the Pharaohs in between, or potentially a successful onside kick, right? Am I right?
You are right. Gabriel Manning only has 1 catch on 1 target for 45 yards. He needs to be involved in the most critical of ways, especially in this drive. They're going that way, and it's intercepted.
Oh.
Intercepted that time. It's Tank Bennett. Pass intended for Siren Storm, and you get the sense the window might be closing shut.
Well, it's like we talked about 3 possessions, 2 for the Knights and 1 for the Pharaohs, with the Knights needing a stop of the Pharaohs. So it comes out of order, but the Knights need to stop the Pharaohs here. Now they'll have to get the ball back, score, and then onside kick their way to fame. I'm predicting.
It's pretty tough to do.
Barring a spectacular play by the Knights defense, I think you get a steady diet of rushing plays here, Colin.
Power I formation. Reggie Streeter up the middle, and Streeter's 25th carry goes for 9 yards.
As we watch New Orleans attempt to salt this one away.
He's up over 30. He's at 86, so he's had to work really hard on each of his carries today. By the way, that was the 5th interception for Angus McLean.
And in the chat, Levante Addison, new quarterback, please.
2nd out and 1. 3 tight ends on the field. And the Knights counter play.
Ooh!
Pick up the first down.
We have 3rd and 1. The clock's still moving. Unless London burns a timeout here, either before this play or after this play, we'll be able to take this down just about to the 2-minute mark.
Reggie Streeter says he's lost how many track of how many picks and how many sacks. Well,
Let's see.
Picks are 5.
Thanks to Ryan Cadill
for keeping track of those numbers, which we'll check in a moment. Streeter barely picks up the first down. To the London 41, and that should be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
Reggie Streeter car of desire. Stella. Gives him the first and a fresh set of downs. And here's your 2-minute warning.
New Orleans firmly in control of this one at home. They lead 20-10. You're watching Preseason Simulation Football League action on YouTube. Oh, by the way, you're looking for the total number of sacks. If you guessed 8, you were the winner, including 7 from contracted defenders. Here's Streeter on the toss.
Oh,
He'll
nice.
lose yardage.
And there's our first time out. Nice play.
Tackle made by number 45, Stephen Cleland, who ran around all those blockers and was able to get in the backfield. Second and 13, there's Telemac Scarborough. And here is the handoff to Streeter, who picks up yardage to 39. London calls their second time out there, down to one left, facing a 3rd and 8.
I want to thank everybody for being in the chat this morning for a little brunch affair. Always great.
And Dakota Wolf asking, are there injuries in the league? To answer your question, young man, yes, there are, but they're only effective for the game.
Whoa.
Streeter loses a bunch of yards in London. With 1:51 to go, we'll have an opportunity to get the ball back, but they have no timeouts remaining. Ross Mattis again on the field. Both these punters' legs got to be getting tired.
He's getting a lot of practice from right about midfield. Oh, and they go for the block and almost get there.
And oh
Yet
no! That's
yet another dribbler just over the goal line.
Oh, Gordon, it's not been your day, mate, but that's okay. 2 non-offensive touchdowns have keyed your team to a 10-point lead with 1:42 left. And if you're London, you just got to start putting the ball in the air now.
Those kinds of plays, though, are really missed opportunities. Going to get the ball at the 20, big deal. An opportunity to maybe pin them deeper, but it's not the end of the world.
Throw over the middle. It's caught by Manning, his second catch to the London 45. Here is McLean. Lines up under center. Quick drop back. Fires down the field. Oh! Devontae Duncan.
That was a
number 87.
Pretty quarterback play.
Couldn't make the catch.
There by McLean, Colin, as he kind of takes a short drop and then starts to sprint out and jumps and throws a dart.
Clock stopped with 1:24 left. Duncan.
McLean clearly has some skills. Go ahead, Duncan.
Spent time at Oklahoma City previously, was not retained when the team was sold to Eddie Gage and moved to Arizona. As back to throw, fires it out quick. It is caught and running out of bounds to the 41-yard line for a night first down. Beautifully done by number 10, Stennis Lazenby.
Lazenby, yeah, exactly, and well-executed play. And unfortunately, London needed to be this is the kind of action they needed to have previous possession or two. First down, out of bounds, stopping the clock. It's great, but just a minute 19 left, Colin.
They go 4 wide this time, out of the gun. McLean changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Back to throw he goes, fires. One for Manning, who breaks tackle and scores.
Oh my gosh.
We have a touchdown.
There it is. There it is.
Manning's 3rd catch of the game, 2nd on this drive, and he takes the corner post cut and beats Rollum and Hood easily.
Wow. Well, Gabriel, blow your horn. You're in the end zone. Sound the trumpet.
And that drive was a pretty long one.
Started at the 20, 80 yards.
It was an 80-yard drive and just a handful of plays.
It was only a second ago we were talking about how the touchback isn't the end of the world.
Apparently it is.
Apparently it was.
Manning with a touchdown catch. He's now up to 70 yards and just a handful of targets.
Well, with only one timeout, I'm guessing it's an onside kick here.
From Jose Noe. Hands team on the field for New Orleans. And gets it, and they get it to the Knight 40-yard line. Number 23.
Well,
Darrell Lee.
there'll be one more TO, and then it's all over. Well, my goodness, I'm impressed by London's ability, Colin, to suddenly uncork a score. They've done that twice in this game.
It looks like we're going to get a kneel down from Gold.
We should.
And we do. Think they got to snap it at least one more time.
Yep. One more time, and then that'll do it. Well, very impressive on the Pharaohs' part, their ability to pretty much dominate the game. But also, as I said, London's ability to uncork 2 touchdown scoring drives.
It'll be interesting to see how Liam Crowder structures his playbook for this team, considering they have 2 tight ends, 1 really highly paid wide receiver. And defensively, there's still a lot of question marks to be had, but you have talent up in the front 7, as we saw today.
They do. One of the issues, though, Colin, is how are they going to it appears that they're both O-line and D-line for the Knights might not be up to par, and that could present problems all season for them.
It's going to be a lot of problems for even teams with offensive linemen, because so many of these teams are running 3, 4 star defensive linemen. As the game is wrapped up, the New Orleans Pharaohs win by the score of 20-17. You got your post-game breakdown coming now. Only 182 yards for New Orleans, but London's 5 turnovers.
Wow.
As well as dominating the time of possession.
London's killed them on total yardage, but the Pharaohs have a giant advantage in TOP. Very interesting. And one thing we don't know, as we're talking about the lines, Colin, we don't know how good the Pharaohs O and D lines are. If they're the class of the SFL, let's say, okay, maybe London's lines aren't that bad. But there clearly was some struggles.
Both teams played really well. Rolliman, you see the second interception there, also had a pick 6. And then you had Dante West skying that one. You had Austin Powers make a couple of short kicks.
Very groovy, baby.
Jason Williams, 78 yards. Dolly Max Scarborough, 9 total tackles. Stephen Cullen, 8 tackles. So the linebackers were definitely busy today. There's Tank Bennett. Chris Leone had 2 sacks of his former teammate. And this was a good moment for McClain. He was able to hook up for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Gabriel Manning also had 109 yards worth of kick returns, but there was a punt return by Aaron Erickson called back due to clipping.
Yes, wiping out not only a touchdown, but a fantastic call.
Player of the game is Ray West. 3 sacks, 7 tackles, and for some reason they're showing 0 deflection.
Wow. That's an interesting player of the game. Could have been a couple of different choices there.
Well, for those of us at the Simulation Football League, and on behalf of our executive producer, Cameron Irvine, Rylan Caudell on stats, I'm Colin North. He is Rick Northrup. Have a good rest of the day, everyone.